Hey, so I hope you're doing okay. I've just been thinking uh, of certain things and the way that things are. How, when sometimes you do something that you think is correct, that thing will not be the right thing because there are always limitations and always things that we're not able to reach in full. We're not able to get the full perspective of. So sometimes you might have something that you do with a good intention, with a good heart, with a good motive, but then at the end of the day, you see that wow, you just messed it up. Like you could go and talk to your friend about your problem, and the moment you start talking about the problem, they start getting angrier and angrier about it, while you're just there to resolve a certain issue. Or you could, so this has so many different variations. So you end up asking yourself, like, what does it mean when it says that good cannot, like, all right, if you plant an orange tree, it can't give you watermelons. So if you plant a good thought, it shouldn't give you a bad result. But that is the flaw, or I don't know, it's just the conundrum, I think, the paradox of life, that it is really unpredictable, and that anything that most probably in most cases what you don't think is what's going to happen, and that's just how it is. But how does that even work, and what does it all mean if we're active in our destinies, if we're active in our lives, then what we're doing should mean something. So maybe it doesn't mean anything. So if you look at the story of Job, and the book of Job is actually the first book in the Bible, if you look at it chronologically. So that is how the Bible is. So that's like the entire Bible in a single book because of the impact that it has. It has so much information, so much stuff is in it, but I think it's the 40th chapter after Job has suffered and whatever. You know the story of Job. He suffers, his friends come to his aid, and they make God angry because they're trying to decipher God. And then in the end, Job gets more than he even had, and he now realizes everything that has happened. So these things happen through what they call the adversary or the accuser, which is the devil. And this happens, of course, under God's allowance. Like He allows it, and this all happens. And then in the 40th chapter, God starts asking Job if he knows how the world works, if he knows how everything is connected, everything is created, and all of these things. And of course, Job doesn't know. So I guess the goal of life is not to get more money. It's not even to get more knowledge. It's not even to get more wisdom. Like Solomon said that, all right, whatever it is, the quest of knowledge is striving after the wind, because a fool or a rich man both have the same fate, which is Hades. That's the fact that it doesn't matter how knowledgeable you are, but everyone has the same ending. So what happens in the middle is obviously important, but the goal of life is not that. The goal of life is not to get all of that understanding. Even if you look at the story of Solomon, at the end of his life, he was said to have lost that spirit of wisdom, lost everything because of certain personal things that happened to him. So, what happened to Job was also something that was personal to Job as a person. It's something that God said He won't give you what you can't handle. And this is just the law of it all, that you're not going to get something that you can't handle, but everything will come to you personalized, customized for you, which is good, which is bad. But when you do meet this type of situation, it means that you have the ability to handle it. That is the default setting of every situation in your life. And beyond that, it also means that you have to know what your purpose is. You know, when I was reading the books on wisdom, it says that wisdom gives you what is important on this earth. And this is wealth, this is honor, this is health, this is good words, good mind, even a good husband or a good wife. And it also gives you a long life. And then I started thinking of all of the people who've made a positive change in this world, like Bob Marley, Jesus, John Lennon, Peter Tosh, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You know, all of those people were killed. They all died young, all of them. Even Nipsey Hussle, all of them died young. And I would regard them as wise people. But I guess there's something more to it. There's something more to it that, all right, not everyone has the capacity to give a speech and say that I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen it, right? It means that he has foresight. He knows. Not everyone has that capacity to say that it is finished. And when someone is able to say that, it means that they have they have they know something. It's a personal thing that they know that, all right, this is, as a person, this is something that I have accomplished. This is my purpose, personal purpose. And I have seen the mountaintop. And not long after that, he was killed. You know, all of this, like Tupac was shot. And in all of his songs, he was always talking about how he was going to die. Like, is it yeah, you know, all of these things, and these people had a positive impact. But at the same time, wisdom says that I will give you a long life. There's like the crown of glory is white hair on your head. This is it, the crown of glory. So all of these guys didn't get this crown of glory. But you know, like thinking of it, you know that time doesn't exist. Time is an illusion. So what I could call young is old. And since time is an illusion, all of these people are still alive in my memory, aren't they? These are people that are dead but are still alive. Is this what life without like the body is? Because we still talk about Tupac, we still talk about Bob Marley, and I think we'll still be talking about people like Nipsey Hussle. And all of these people had their own personal path. And it says that many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the purpose of God that will stand. So the most important thing is to know your purpose in life and to be aligned with it. And once you do that, the only way you can actually do that is for you to personally have a relationship with God, for you to personally know God, so that you can have the information about your personal journey, so that you can actually go and tell people that I've seen the mountaintop, I've personally seen the mountaintop, or it's finished. Like if Jesus is saying like it's finished, personally, then it means that he has a personal connection with he who sets everything in motion, because everything in this world is governed by forces and spirits, and they're bad spirit, dark spirits, adverse spirits, and these are there whenever you are excelling to a different level, to a higher plateau, so that you can be stretched through stress. Stressing is pulling something. So when you're stressed out, it means that you're being pulled. When you pull something, it naturally gets bigger. So this is how it works, and that pulling, that stretching is not fun. It's not a fun process, of course, but at the same time, the dominant power is the spirit that sets everything in motion, nature, God, love, faith, self-control, power. That is actually power. What wisdom is, it's actually wit. Wit is your mind. And domain, wiz or wit, domain, wisdom. So you can dominate in your wits, but you have to be able to dominate in the spirit. And this is where you move without a word, or you move seamlessly in through everything. And this is where it's all at, because at the end of the day, it's not about time or about longevity, but it is about that at the same time, because it's all about your personal journey, your personal communication with God. And if you ask, he, they, or even she will answer, because, all right, I don't know if it's she, I don't think so, because Jesus said, my Father in heaven. And what happens, or the way that I see it, is that the universe is God, and the earth is called Mother Earth. And Proverbs chapter 8 is talking about how the world was created. Wisdom is the woman who starts saying that nothing in this world that you see here was created outside of me. So that's the Mother Earth and everything that dominates in this world. So this is why there's worldly wisdom and there's spiritual wisdom. And these are just operating in this realm on this earth. But then the universal Father, so it's a male and a female. So the universal Father, the Father of light, created the earth, created wisdom. So that spirit or that entity, that energy, is limited to this world, because there is no wisdom beyond God, or wisdom that can surpass God. Not even God's wisdom that can surpass God. So many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the purpose of God that dominates. So you have to know your purpose in this world. And just a quick clue, I believe that everyone is born into royalty, and everyone is talented, of course. Everyone is a person who teaches and reaches and meets and gives. This is what it is. It says that love is charity and cherishing. So this whole life is about giving more of yourself, more of your ideas, more of your life. And through that you get an understanding, or a glimpse of the invisible God in you. So, sometimes it's like hard to pray when you're going through a tough situation. But you know that God is in you. So you have to. This world is not something that is based on good and bad. Just like nature or anything, all of these things happen because they happen, and you don't pray to God so that he does good things. Just like how a person can say it is finished at 33, and another person like Mandela lives a full life, or Kofi Annan, or all of these statespeople. They all have their own unique paths, and through that they're able to realize that in their own lives by how they live and what they personally understand to be their purpose. So you don't have to hijack someone else's plan because they see it like that. But the important thing is to know your own journey, and be at one with it, and let that peace, or that let that just unify in you, you know, to know this and to make your life an exercise of reaching new people, new understandings, new dimensions, and being at one with everyone, being whole, complete, holy. That is what it is to be holy, to be complete, to be holy. Because the moment you start doing this, you start realizing that your power is boundless, it's unlimited, but you can only access it through having the right combination. And you can only have the right combination through knowing your purpose. So you won't know the right keys and all of that if you don't know the purpose. So the purpose is very important or pivotal. And in everything you do, you have to strive towards fulfilling that. All right. So I think I've made that point, and I just hope that whatever you're going through, you know that you know everything is good. You're not praying so that so that like you can sweet talk God. So you're supposed to be able to praise, worship, acknowledge, give thanks, be grateful, appreciate in good and bad times. And this is not easy, but just knowing that, all right, someone could say that it's finished at 33, while someone could say that now I'm starting at 69. Ask Colonel Sanders. Started at 66, or yeah, 66, or a year after retiring. That's when he starts. So your path is going to be yours. So worship, praise, give thanks in good and in bad times. And I think that is the most difficult thing that I can ever say to anybody. But that's what I'm striving for. And I think that's what will make a difference. So, yeah, do that and love to live.